Okay, today's video is about to be about Godzilla in the Bible. The part of the Bible we'll be looking into is Job 41. Ooh, there's a handy dandy link. See, this is what the internet should be for, not spreading hate, but reading the Bible. Okay. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Basically, this is describing a terrible creature that, nothing can stab him. You can't reason with him. You can't tame him. You can't eat it. You don't even want to wake him up. It's like keeps describing this big old powerful creature. Can you open the doors of his face? Can you open its jaws? Its teeth are terrible round about. It has a mouth full of teeth. Its scales are his pride, shut up together, close to seal. So near one to another, no air can come between them. So this thing is armored, completely. They're joined together, stick together, they cannot be asunder. Okay, so basically, and by his sneezings, that's blowing out your nose forcefully. So a light will shine his eyes like the eyelids of the morning. So this thing, when it blows air out its nose, a light happens. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, sparks of fire leap out. So this thing breathes fire. Out of his nostrils go smoke. I've seen people do that when they vape. Out of his seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindles coals, a flame goes out of his mouth. So this is a thing that's bulletproof. It breathes fire. You can't fight it. You can't reason with it. It's very strong. You can't even stab it in the heart. It don't work. When it wakes up, everyone's away. But again, nothing can hurt it. Iron is straw. Brass is rotten wood. Arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned into stubble. That it laughs at the shaking of a spear. Nothing can hurt it. If it maketh the deep to boil like a pot, it maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. When it moves around in the water, it makes it all white and foamy. He maketh the path shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Just him passing by is dangerous to the water. Upon earth there is none his like, who is made without fear. He's fearless. And behold, all things, he is a king over all the children of pride. So it's very prideful. And it's very, very full of himself. It says, by his sneezings a flash forth light, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Is this what it looks like? This is a fictionalized version. This is just Godzilla. But there might have been a real life thing that fit these descriptions. The Sarcosuchus. So that's it. I think chewing on some kind of theropod dinosaur. There's its skull next to a person's head. It has a big old hole up here that, and probably some plumbing in here that we don't really know it's for. And it could have been breathing fire out this nose hole. It's full teeth, and it has a bunch of scales on its back. So maybe the Sarcosuchus was a Leviathan. I mean, before the advent of guns, would you want to fight this thing? I know I wouldn't. Just leave it alone. Just don't go near the water. Bathing is optional, not necessary. But, yeah. This would be a good reason to invent indoor plumbing as soon as possible. Or kill them all, one or the other. We may never know what this thing looked like. Some people think it's Parasaurolophus, some say it's Plesiosaur, some say it's some other water kind of creature that we haven't found yet. But that's not the point. This creature had the physical power more akin to a submarine than to any person or animal. It had so much power it could only be beaten by God. Why would you act like it did and be full of pride? Why do people act like they could best God when we came and beat his goldfish? Bloop, bloop. The point of the story of Job is that no matter how rich or strong or how secluded someone seems to be, God knows you. Who went around showing Job the vents of the sea hundreds of years before anyone discovered them. The lions feeding their cubs out in the middle of nowhere. And he kept asking Job a bunch of other things. He humbled Job. He kept asking, where were you at when I founded the earth? Where were you when I told the seas to go here? Can you send forth lightnings and say, here we are? Basically, can you send a text message, Job? Can you send forth electricity and give him a message? When bad stuff happens, are you angry and look to put the blame on something, or worse, someone? That's what this thing is supposed to be about. Job, he ain't as powerful or smart as God is. But sometimes people try to make sense of the world around them. And sometimes you can't. It's a sad thing. Sometimes bad stuff happens. And sometimes it happens to bad people. Sometimes it happens to good people trying to do good. The best way to handle it is be calm, be humble, and pray. Because God gave Job twice as much as he had before all this terrible stuff happened to him. Because Job lost everything in this book. Read the book of Job. It's very humbling. But be warned. There are parts of the book of Job where three or four idiots, some of Job's friends come in, and they say stuff, and God says, what these people said about me was wrong. Because they're trying to figure out what Job did to cause all this bad stuff to happen to him. If something bad happens to someone, you don't do that. You don't go, well, brother, these ain't gallstones. These are tithes and offerings. God's getting them out of you one way or another. Don't do that. You love them, you help them, you pray for them, and you shut up. So have hope, be humble, and have a nice day. Also, please subscribe. I want to get to 400 subscribers sometime soon. But once again, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.